Hey there, welcome to Hiker Homily for the week of March 26th. And man, what a crazy week it's been, let me tell you. Well, last week anyway, since the last Hiker Homily. So, just to update you, let's see now. Computer is back, but as you'll notice, I haven't got all the fancy stuff. Unfortunately, I got the computer back. It is working. Seems to be working pretty well. But unfortunately, we weren't able to recover really anything from the old hard drive. So it's going to take me a day or two to get all the backup stuff onto the computer, to get it back onto there, all that kind of good stuff. And then I will have to recreate, basically. That's one of the things I did not have saved or backed up somewhere else. I will have to recreate the Hiker Homily intro, title, sequence, and same thing with like my gear review stuff also. I'll be doing that. I'll be recreating those. We'll get that back on task. But my main computer, I'm off the backup now. Main computer is working again. That's awesome. The stuff that's not so awesome is this weekend I was supposed to go on a wilderness first aid course. It was going to be 2 days out by the Merced River at a little Boy Scout camp that's over there called Camp McConnell. It was going to be really cool. And it was, for a Boy Scout thing, pretty decently priced. Wilderness First Aid, going to get certified. Fantastic. Yes, well, unfortunately, when I was moving stuff around my garage on Friday, I took a tumble while holding a very heavy box, and that tumble was enough to completely wrench out my back. And so by Friday night, I was having trouble just basically walking. So I toughed it out. I tried to, get all my stuff together. I got all my gear ready because it was one of those things where, since it's an overnighter, I was gonna go there early Saturday, spend the night camping. Sunday, I was looking forward to it, getting out there, getting some camping done, and getting certified for Wilderness First Aid. I've been looking forward to that. I wanted to do it. Awesome. Yeah, I woke up Saturday morning, and yeah, I was like walking like an old. Like I was could barely move. I was just hobbling all over the place because to walk without being hunched over and kind of in a weird position was painful, just getting up and down. And there was no way, because I used to teach first aid, CPR, for first responders. And so I know it's a lot of up and down. You're going to have to get down and you're going to be doing CPR and all that kind of stuff. And there was just absolutely no way Saturday I could have done that. No way. The way my back has been, that's just kind of how my back is. It's when it goes out, it's out for a day or two, and then it gets better. Just bizarre. It's just weird. I'm not exactly sure. I've contacted my doctor to see if we can figure out what's going on with it. But that's just kind of the weird thing, is something like my trip and fall will twinge it and take it out for like a day or two, and then it gets better and everything's fine. I can lift heavy things in the backyard. I can go backpacking, hiking, not a problem at all. And then just at some point, one small thing I lift or go a certain direction in a certain way, and pow, it zings me. After months of no problem, all of a sudden I've got to deal with it for a couple of days. And unfortunately, the last 2 times it's done it to me has been during stuff that's really important to me that I really want to do. And so that's what's been extra frustrating, is, when I was working and stuff like that, if it would zing me and I had, a couple of days where I just couldn't really do a whole lot, oh well, I had a couple of days. I never really lost any time at work because of it, back when I was working. But I would have a period where I'd have a couple of days off anyway, or 5 days off period because of the schedule. It wouldn't be a big deal. I'd just get better in a couple of days and get on back to life. But yeah, so that, the last time I was actually backpacking, just before backpacking, I went ahead and went out there and then had a really bad night. And so instead of a 2-night backpack trip, it turned into a 1-night backpack trip. It was kind of a bummer there. And then this time, totally kiboshes, because I was actually doing better Sunday. I was able to get up and go do the grocery shopping run with my wife. I wasn't really lifting a lot of the heavy stuff, but I was able to do things and push the cart, and everything was fine. But it's a 2-day course, so it wouldn't have done any good to go on a Sunday. And then here I am Monday, and I'm feeling much better. I've been out and about. I'm going to be doing some stuff in the backyard, and it is. I've got like tiny little soreness here and there, almost like muscle soreness, but pretty much better, just like that. So it's just bizarre how it is. So that's what's going on with that. It's kind of, like I say, just disappointing, but I'm not going to let it completely get me down. I'm going to continue on with my my stuff. Now that I have some weather, because that's the other thing we had last week was almost all, the entire week, all rain and stuff like that. So we're going to enjoy some good weather this week. I'm going to be doing a lot in the backyard. I'm going to get out there and do some walking along the levees and stuff to get my my workouts back and going again and things like that. And that's kind of what's going on. I decided this week, because I haven't got everything up and fully, and I've got a bunch of stuff to do, that I'm not going to do a full-on hiker homily this week with the huge topic. I just wanted to get you guys caught up, let you know I'm here. There are several hikers. I also wanted to give a shout out. Several hikers on the Pacific Crest Trail that are starting soon. I talked to you about her last week, the chubby hiker. She is supposed to be starting, I can't remember her exact date, but sometime this week, I believe. She is starting her PCT adventure pretty soon from now. So if you haven't already, go check out her channel, subscribe, and I hope that she gives some really good reports and stuff like that on how she's doing out there. I'm looking forward to following her journey on the PCT. There's also a channel, I believe it's Micro Adventure World or Micro Adventures. Fantastic, awesome guy from Ireland. He's currently in Vietnam, but he'll be starting in early April. He's got a start date, and just watching some of his videos about how excited he is, it's fantastic. So I totally recommend you check him out. They're also, I think he's also on Instagram, because I'm hooked up with him on Instagram too. Really cool. I'm really excited to see some of the stuff that he puts out from the trail, because just the things that he's putting out now before he gets on the trail has been really cool. So awesome. Looking forward to that. And it's just that kind of season. I'm kind of jazzed up that even though I'm not doing the PCT myself this year, hopefully going to push for that next year, at least part of it, if not the whole thing. We'll see. This is the season where a lot of the hikers, there's a few I'm following, have already started, and quite a few are all lined up to start very soon. Usually late March, early April is the big peak time where a lot of people start, so there's a lot of folks getting out there. And because of this latest storm, I think it's going to be a lot like last year. I don't know if it's going to be as bad as last year, but it's going to be very similar to last year, that these folks are starting at this point. They should have some decent water sources in the desert, because right now the desert is still getting rain. I see some of the folks who've already started. It's raining on them right now in the desert. And the Sierras, which were kind of like, not much of a winter, all of a sudden just the last 2 weeks have picked up feet and feet of snow. Just, 5, 6, 7 feet in areas, just piled on, just all of a sudden like that. So there we go. We got some real snow, and so I think by the time a lot of the folks starting now at Campo hit Kennedy Meadows to get into the Sierras, they're still looking at a lot of snow in the passes heading up toward Whitney and all of that. So we shall see. For those of you who aren't into that kind of through hiking stuff, sorry, but I'm excited about that kind of thing. It's really neat. Every last few years, I have followed a group of folks. I've picked a few who show up on YouTube and on Instagram and follow their journey. It's really cool to do that. I hope to be able to do it myself sometime and be giving reports and things. But I've learned so much watching different people, because it's the same hike, and sometimes you see some of the same things. Oh, I'm at Eagle Rock now I'm here for this and all that kind of stuff. But the way different people go about it, I've learned a lot. I also really enjoy watching hikers closer to my age, if not older, because I can really learn a lot from them and be inspired by them too. Where I'm sitting here, especially last couple of days with a sore back and stuff like that, kind of feeling like, how am I ever going to do this? But then I watched some of these folks, some of them with physical problems, knees and things like that, and they're doing it. So it's very inspiring. It's awesome to watch, and so that's why it's kind of exciting to me. But other than that, that's pretty much Hiker Homily for this week. I'm not going to ramble too much more. We should be, I hope anyway, back on track for next week, back to the fancy beginning. We'll see how I do with getting that rebuilt and redone, and get everything back on the old awesome computer and things like that. Other than that, thanks so much for following me as always. I appreciate it. Those of you who are subscribed, and those of you who watch me either through Instagram or Facebook, things like that, thanks so much. Totally appreciate it. And I'll see you next week.